Hoplomachus Pandora's Box Kickstarter just launched, and I don't know why I have FOMO. I haven't even played this entire game, yet I'm fighting the urge to go and order the thing. In fact, each time a Chip Theory Kickstarter starts off, I promise myself I'm going to do the research and I'm going to figure out, is this product for me? And then I wake up on the floor covered in sweat, t-shirt ripped, and a notification on my phone thanking me for backing the campaign. I black out, I don't know what happens, and I just order it. And it's because Chip Theory has built up, for me, a ton of trust. I absolutely love their games and I can't help myself. But this time I'm gonna do the research before I actually back it. It's crazy, I know. Before I hit back, I'm gonna figure out, do I actually need this expansion to this wonderful game, even though I haven't even gotten through the content that I currently have. So let's run through what this does for Hoplomachus Victorum, and let's figure out if I'm gonna shell out the bucks to go get this stuff. So what's relevant to Hoplomachus Victorum? It's Pandora's Ruin, which is the main content that's being added here, and then Pandora's Might, if you have Remastered. It allows you to bring those heroes over to Hoplomachus Victorum. I don't have Remastered, so I'm not gonna go into anything there, but just know there is content for Remastered if that's what you have. I'm not the guy to tell you about it, because I don't know anything about Remastered. First and foremost, there's a Dark Days module. If you're familiar with Too Many Bones, you'll know about Tyrant encounters that are added into the regular encounters, and they're essentially a way of making the tyrant that you're eventually going to be fighting felt throughout the rest of your journey, and that's exactly what's been done here with Dark Days. So depending on the scion that you choose, you're going to choose that scion specific event cards and shuffle them in the proper stack. It comes with opportunities, bloodshed events, and sporting events, so there's going to be a little bit of everything mixed in there. I haven't seen examples of what exactly this does, but if they're anything like Tyrant encounters and Too Many Bones, it's just going to add some spice and some extra difficulty when you draw these cards. All right, module 2 is arena cards. I would have to say, I think arenas are one of my most favorite things about Hoplomachus Victorum. All of them add new mechanics, so depending on what arena you're in, you're going to have totally different goals, or at least modifiers that you have to deal with. So right now there's 8 arenas, and you're going to get those arena cards replaced. One side will have the stock standard arena encounter, but then there's going to be an alternate version of that arena on the other side. They gave a couple examples, like in Vesuvius, right now it's kind of like this lava world, and as you deploy your units, you get 1 damage dealt to you. However, in the expansion, there is a lava worm roaming around, so I'm guessing there's going to be a chip that goes along with it, and it's attacking units that get in its vicinity. In Lamos, if you've played that, there's different levels to the map, and depending on where you are, it gives you a high ground advantage, and you get to roll extra attack die if you have the advantage. But in the new version, you are fighting to get to altars, and it sounds like you get some sort of special power that's associated with it. And then there's the Parthian, which I actually love. Right now, there's 1 chariot that you can get to, and it basically kind of rides circles around in the arena. But they're adding a 2nd chariot, so you and your opponent are going to be riding circles around this arena, trying to knock each other off. It just brings me back to my childhood watching Gladiator. I love the scene where the chariot's roaming around and this ragtag group of gladiators takes out the chariot crew. It's just great. Good memories. This next one's sort of a content ad. I think it's just a game improvement, and it's the Rivals event deck. So in Hoplo right now, when you get to a Primus, you have this standardized encounter that, depending on the act that you're in, you set it up the same way every single time. Now you draw from an event deck, and it gives you a whole new spice to what those Primus encounters are going to be. I am really excited to see what these are. I only see 1 that they're showing off, and it's giving an extra HP to each rival unit that's deployed. But I would imagine there's some crazy stuff that's going to be mixed in there. We'll see. And the 4th module, there's not a ton to say about it. It's Faces of Evil, which is essentially more scions. If you've played through all of your scions, these sound pretty interesting. It says some are from existing mythologies and others from lands that we have yet to explore. It mentions a Chaos Dragon and Chrome Dub. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but it can disconnect its head from its body for maximum torment. I'm sure this next level of Scion has some crazy mechanics associated with it. But yeah, I mean, we have to wait and see. And the 5th and final was something that I was very, very, very excited about. If you played Hoplo before, you know playing one act feels like a very extensive game. And if you've been able to get through all 4 acts into a Scion, you probably have ignored your family or loved ones for a long amount of time to get there, because it's multiple hours per act. It's made to play over 4 sessions, and it's like 8 to 10 hours of total gameplay. So what they've done here with Mercury Boots Quick Play, or I think they also refer to it as Qicktorum, which I actually appreciate and prefer, they basically cut everything in half. So right now in each act, there's 12 weeks, or essentially 12 moves on the map and 12 events that you're going through prior to getting to a Primus. And now you can only have up to 6. So it's 24 movements in total, down from 48. That alone is a huge difference to the game. Setup is different. You gain 3 opportunities right out of the gates that you can try to achieve to build yourself up. There's also some new uses for those opportunities. A huge one is you're able to spend blessings at the beginning of the game to level up your character. This is potentially accelerating significantly your power curve, especially coming out of the gates. That's balanced with you are using those blessings and they're gone forever, and you can't use those to resurrect yourself in the middle of a battle in which you've just gotten knocked out. So there's definitely kind of a push-pull there in your decision, but you can spend them to increase hero stats, gain prowess, and recruit units from rival factions that are at the front of each stack. There's some really powerful stuff, and I personally will have a hard time not spending those and kind of coming out of the gates super powerful. A big one is you no longer face Primuses at the end of each act. You can technically face those Primuses at any time you want when you go into their capital, and it won't necessarily end the act because you can continue to face Primuses as many as you want, up to I believe the 7 that are in the game in one campaign. So why would you do that? You're getting extra, more powerful rewards is basically what it is. However, there is also a push-pull there, because every time you defeat one of those Primuses, you gain a negative modifier that's going to be active in all battles moving forward. So it's that constant push and pull on, do I want to make my character more powerful, or do I want to try to glide through these encounters with as little resistance as possible? It'll be up to you. The last thing that's going to speed up the game is the navigation stat. It's something that you can increase throughout the game, and I believe you can move up to 4 spaces essentially on the map once it's fully upgraded. I've left out the best part. I've covered the lead. You actually don't even need to buy the expansion to play this mode. Chip theory is freaking awesome. They dropped the rules to it. You can print them out right this second. I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out right now. And if you want me to play with those new rules, let me know. But back to the headline, it's free. Print out the rules. There's a new hero tracking sheet. There's a Primus tracking sheet as well. I'm sure all of those will come in Pandora's Ruin, but you can have it now. You can print it and you can go play it. So that leads me to, do you even need, or do I even need this expansion? I think the short answer is absolutely not. I now have the rules to shorten the game, and that will help me get this beast of a game to the table way more often. I think that was a huge improvement on the game. And I think a lot of these other things, like adding the equivalent of Tyrant encounters or Scion encounters in that Dark Days encounter deck, and that Rivals event deck that gives new life to these Primus battles, I think a lot of those are quality increases on this game, and I'm here for them. I absolutely love it. I also really love the content adds in the arena modifiers. I already love the arena mechanics already, and to give me more of those, I will absolutely take it. And then more Scions, like, you know, I guess, more interesting Scions are not necessarily needed. I haven't gotten through all of them, but will I take them? Of course, yeah, sure. So it comes down to, what's my decision? Am I going to fork out the bucks? And yes, of course I want it. I'm definitely going to get it. It's also free shipping. I think there were some comments around not having a returning Victorum customer package. There's nothing really to package, right? Like, it's just the expansion, and it's only $50, and usually you'd be having to pay shipping. You're not hitting that shipping threshold, so the free shipping is the reward there, and I'm going to take advantage of it as much as I might not get to it, and I can use the Qicktorum Mercury's Boots rule set right this second. I don't want to miss out on it, and I'll take the free shipping. And most importantly, Chip Theory, more than any other company, I just blindly support. I want to support their art and design. I want to support what they do because I just like it. And it might not be for you. You might not love Chip Theory, and that's totally fine. But I am a fanboy, and I am going to not blindly back. I do now have an understanding of what I will be buying, and I like it. And if you made it this far, maybe think about subscribing. I have a lot of plans for all kinds of games, but definitely Chip Theory moving forward. So if you're a Chip Theory fan, I'm going to continue to cover everything I can with Chip Theory, but I like everything. I like a ton of stuff. So, you know, just know that's what you're signing up for. So thank you very much. I appreciate you being here, and have a great day.